everybody, welcome to BrickVault. My name's Jack. Today we're doing a LEGO collection review, and specifically we're going through every single LEGO Iron Man minifigure ever made. The collection totals 17 minifigures. We're going to go through them chronologically from when they were released, what sets they came out in, and how much they are worth. So the first Iron Man is a 2012 release, and he came out in the Quinjet Aerial Battle Set. He might look like he's got a bit of complex detailing on the chest and legs, but actually it's really simple compared to the rest of the guys. His most noticeable unique feature is the big white circle in the chest. They're always a bit smaller, have a lot more detailing around it for the rest of the figs, and I suppose this is the first guy we're showing off, so yes, this is the mask that opens up like most of the Iron Man minifigs, and the detailing is of course to mimic what Iron Man looks like from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. These are his two expressions, and currently he's selling for around $8 on BrickLink. I know I had him at around $15 last year when I did this episode collection. 2012 also gave us the Mark III. This is the triangular chest Iron Man. The only time we really do get a true triangle on the suit. It's supposed to be more powerful than his original one, and I think there's a bit more line detailing on this guy. Less gold, and the first set he came out in was Loki's Cosmic Cube Escape, and in new condition this guy sells for around $10. So those first two guys are out. 2013 brings on 4 new suits, and well, technically 5 new minifigs if you count Tony Stark. We get just a regular Tony Stark minifig, but let's go in order. So this is our first new Iron Man. This is Iron Man Mark 42, and his first appearance was in the Extremis Seaport Battle Set. The number one distinctive feature on this minifig that makes him unique is that he's got the most gold printing on his body than any other Iron Man minifig out there. And oddly enough, this Iron Man minifig has a couple of different alternate expressions, when usually Iron Man just has a repeated pair. This doesn't really affect his price, however. He is just $6 or $7. Now from the same set we get our first rendition of War Machine. Inside is James Rhodey, Rhodey is his nickname. Regardless, I do like the prints for both of the expressions, and the two alternating reflective silverish tones on the body look great against the dark gray, and combined with some nice detailing, it makes for a very dynamic looking minifig. He comes with this build for a shoulder cannon, and the War Machine here is pretty popular. His minimum price brand new is $15. That is an especially nice price, considering the set nowadays sells somewhere in the mid-20s. Let's move on to a very dynamic looking Iron Man. This is the Heartbreaker Armor, and it appeared in Iron Man vs. the Mandarin Ultimate Showdown, which is a tiny set that is kind of well known for being completely inaccurate because this never happened in the movie. Distinctive features for the armor here are the helmet finally has a little bit of a different paint job, not a huge difference, the silver chin and a couple of red highlights, and then also the chest is bluer than any other center chest piece for any of the suits, and a few very big external sort of silvery clamps that go around the shoulders and the waist. His exclusivity makes him a $15 fig, and this is a guy I didn't include the first time around when I did this video, but I thought Tony Stark, the actual Tony Stark minifigure, definitely deserved a spot here. He came out in the Iron Man Malibu Mansion Attack. The Tony Stark minifigure is pretty simple by all accounts. He just has the nice detailing in his chest, showing the arc reactor, and I think the best part about this minifig is that he actually comes with a couple of exclusive expressions. Other than that, he is pretty straightforward, and guess what? I think it's because of the exclusive expression, but this guy is around $17 or $18 brand new. Now this next guy is probably one of the most collectible of the entire collection, so to speak, the Iron Patriot. He came out in the tiny gun mounting system polybag. Detailing for this guy is wonderful though. There is a star emblem in the chest. You can see some sort of silver and red stripes that make up sort of the abdomen there, and just general red, white, and blue detailing that goes all around, and of course for the face mask as well. He's got this shoulder mount build that is identical to that of the War Machine, but then again they pretty much repainted the same suit and gave it a slightly friendlier name. Rhodey has the exact same expressions from the original War Machine minifig, and this guy brand new sells for a minimum of $20. So there it is with 2013. Actually, interestingly enough, 2014 doesn't have any new minifigs. They were releasing Iron Mans, but just no new versions of the guy, and then 2015 there are 3. So going at this in in order. This first one here is Mark 43, and from here you can see that the detailing is a little bit more intricate than some of the guys that we saw in the past, but not really. You might notice a couple of extra line prints that are on the gold part of the mask there, and generally speaking, this is a minifig that doesn't actually strike me as being a very unique or a very great looking Iron Man fig. He came out in 3 sets. They were all actually pretty successful sets that people liked a lot, but I think the most well-known of them is the Attack on Avengers Tower. Because he can be so easily gotten, his price is very, very low, just being around $350. But here's a minifig actually from the same Attack on Avengers Tower set. It's not really Iron Man, it's just one of his suits. It's actually one of those bad guy suits that gets taken over by Ultron, and no, Ultron is not in this collection. But anyways, I did like this minifig a lot. It's the pure white with some great dark blue and bright red highlights. You can see the Avengers A insignia is on the chest, and underneath the helmet we have a trans orange headpiece. There's nobody really in the suit, it's just kind of an automated drone that's been turned evil. 2 of these identical minifigs came out in the one set, and right now brand new I'd say he is $5. Now finishing off the exclusive minifigures for 2015, we've got this guy. He is Mark 45 and is exclusive to the tiny set Iron Man vs. Ultron. I actually like this minifig a bit more because of those nice brighter red highlights. It adds just a bit more dimension to the armor, and I think another distinctive feature about this guy is that he's got the gunmetal side printing on the cheeks of the helmet. Other than that, he is relatively standard, however, and even though he is an exclusive fig to just one set, that set was super tiny and cheap, and I think you might also be able to still find it depending on what store you're going to, so he's a $4 fig. But I'm actually not done with 2015 because there is another guy here. He's not a minifig though. This is the Iron Man Statuette, and he was released in conjunction with that gigantic shield helicarrier set. Not much to say about this guy. He is dark red with some actually kind of nice detailed gold highlighting. He's standing on a single circular trans blue stud piece, which of course is to show his sort of jet effects. And surprisingly enough, if you want this guy brand new, his prices in the States are around $15. That's right, $15 for just this tiny little statuette. Let's move on to 2016. In this year, there are 5 figs released. One of them is actually War Machine and not Iron Man, but anyways, this is probably one of the most creative years that we get for the character. So starting off with what is one of the most unique Iron Mans for sure is Scuba Iron Man. Here he is sand green and has these great reflective copper highlights. The detailing on his body is kind of obtuse and somewhat simplified in a way where you can really understand how all of that plating is put together, and he also comes with a special bit of extra armor plating. His set was the Iron Skull Sub Attack, and he sells for around $8, a really awesome minifig. And following in suit is also a very unique Iron Man. This is Space Iron Man, coming from the Avenget Space Mission set. Most of his body is all white, and he has some gold and metallic highlights. I think the most noticeable and interesting bit of detailing is sort of the scale under armor that you can see sort of mixed throughout the body, and also he comes with this neck bracket that allows for a couple of trans pieces to attach to his back. Because the other Iron Mans are generally all from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, there wouldn't be a reason to put these jets on the back of the other minifigs, but I actually do think this does look really, really good for a sort of armored, suited up character. His price is $13, and this is actually where we ended the original Iron Man collection video when it came out the last time. So now adding more minifigs to the collection, this very next one that was released is I think the most sought after, and he's certainly the most expensive, coming in at $35. This is the Silver Centurion. He came out in just a poly bag, and here he possesses a lot of really nice and unique qualities. First off, he's the only Iron Man that has any detailing on the sides of the legs or the arms. He also has dual molded arms, which is a first time. Plus the shoulder armor that was created for him is unique just to this character, as well as the prints that go on the single 1x1 tile piece in the front and the 2x1 tile piece in the back. Also, the expressions on his face are unique just to this guy. He's got a bruise on one expression, which is when he was fighting Aldrich Killian. And I think the final interesting note about this guy is that it is pretty much impossible to make a minifigure more unique than the one that they did, just in terms of the amount of detail they decided to include. Now, moving from one of my favorite Iron Mans onto one of my least favorite, this is Iron Man Mark 46 armor. He's the most recent guy from the cinematic universe. He came out at the end of 2016, and here you can see some intricate detailing again. On the chest piece, he's most known for having his circle sort of covered up a little bit more by the armor, but what I really don't like about this guy is that he's the only version of any the Iron Man minifigs that doesn't have a unique print for the legs. They reused it from one of the older guys earlier, I think in 2015. So in my book, he's the most well known for being the least unique. He's about $7.50, and we also got the new version of War Machine in the same set. By the way, that set was Superhero Airport Battle. Pretty big, awesome set. People liked it a lot. And this is by far the much better suit that we get in the set. He's all black with a nice gunmetal, gray, and silver highlight detailing going all around. The red eyes match up nicely with the print on the chest, and heck, I don't even mind the stud gun that much. Despite him being the most intimidating looking on the outside, when you compare his expressions from the original Rhodey minifig to the guy we get now, he is super cheerful and kind of goofy on the inside. Anyways, he sells for $12, and we're finally moving up to the guys that came out for 2017. And this sort of marks the era of a new kind of Iron Man fig that we get. The first one actually was a Mighty Micros version, so of course he's going to look a bit different, but the main thing to notice here is that the helmet is finally a different mold. It no longer opens up, it is just the solid helmet piece, which is actually more accurate to the comic books. He's got a great goofy face, comes with a couple of expressions, an alternate hairpiece, which is pretty nice, and he came out in the Iron Man vs. Thanos Mighty Micro set, one of the best Mighty Micro sets out there. He is a $4 fig, but the true transformation of Iron Man doesn't come out until we have our Invincible Iron Man, that's his name, and there it is, the new mold, but now with a little bit more serious detailing to make up the body. Really cool stuff though. It's a little bit more simplified, but I think a lot more stylish. He appeared in the set Iron Man Detroit Steel Strikes, and also I haven't been showing off any of these guys with their little studs on the bottom of the feet or their hands to show the jet propulsion, but there was a new mold for sort of a shot shooting out of his hand, so I decided to include it here. Anyways, I think this is a really awesome guy, and it's a great change up to see him in a nice bright red as opposed to the traditional dark red that we were getting for so long. He's a pretty new fig. The set is still on shelves, of course, right now, and on average, I'd say he's selling for around $9, but that price is going to change quite a bit, I think, in the next year or two. Anyways, that is it for the Iron Man collection, update video. There are 17 figures here now in total, I think, not including that little statuette I decided to show off. And with that, if there was any other Iron Man minifigs that would be produced in the future that I'd want to get, I'd like to get the Mark I. I think I said that in the last video as well. Either the Mark I from the original Iron Man movie, or we could get the Iron Man from the first Iron Man comic, Tales of Suspense. Either one would work for me, both would be awesome. And alright, with that, I think I'm actually done. Oh wait, I'm totally not. Actually, this is just a very quick image of the New York Toy Fair Iron Man from 2011. Only 125 were made, and they're extremely hard to get. Right now, nobody is actually currently selling one. Anyways, they sell for like $1,500 or something ridiculous like that, and now I'm totally done. Okay, so that's it for this episode, everybody. Thanks a lot for watching. Remember, if you enjoy our content, you can always like or subscribe, and if you have any ideas about another LEGO collection you might want to see in the future, let us know in the comment section below. All right, that's it. See you later.